Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion. Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
If it's not in frame, it doesn't exist.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Where you been?
Drunk.
Wendy, darling, light of my life.
What's your one purpose in life?
To explode, of course.
I like death with sex. How about you, Casey? You like sex with death?
Yeah, so fuck off and die.
Well, I do like
Oh,
the film that we watched this week.
yeah. That's the only way you're allowed to say it. I also like it. That's the end.
Well, end of podcast. Yeah. So play. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's.
Hey, this is the Cultist Cinema Knowledge Podcast. We're just getting started, baby. That's Jordan. I'm Levi. We're talking about one battle after
The
another.
Revolution?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, this month we're going into it. We're diving in. We're doing best of 2025 movies. And this one, obviously won. I put it up against a lot of the bigger ones to kind of weed out a couple of the top dogs, see where we landed, you know? I mean, Sinners got fucking record-breaking nominations, so I don't know. But
I know I can't. I mean, but it was it close? It had to have been close, right? On this.
I think this one got like 12 or 13, something like that. But
okay.
Sinners got 16 nominations, which is it's crazy. The highest one ever before that was 14. So
Right. Was that La La Land? Or
La La
no?
Land was tied with it. It was like Titanic, La La Land, a couple others to get 14. But
Crazy.
yeah,
I mean, we're not talking about Sinners today, but like, I liked Sinners a lot. And actually, I've seen this film and then I've seen Sinners. And then the other two movies you put on, which was like, what, Hamnet and Marty Supreme, I think?
correct.
And I haven't seen either of those.
Yeah.
So like, I was, I'm always bummed because I want to just see new movies, but I'm gonna watch all the nominations.
I voted for
all the
Marty
Best Pictures.
Supreme, but I'm glad it didn't win because I would have to go see it in theaters. Now I don't have time. So hopefully I can go see it
right.
before the Oscars. But
Right.
I'm-
Anyways, so
Yeah.
but this is a movie I wanted to rewatch, and I'm gonna come up front, and I'm gonna have to tell a dirty little secret.
you didn't rewatch it.
No. It's more personal. I don't know if I really liked it on a second viewing, or I don't like it more on a second viewing, or I don't think I really got anything more out of it. And
Really?
it's a really weird, like, all of the things that I liked in it the first time we saw it in theaters. Maybe I just was focusing on those, so I didn't try to look for something new. Like there were a couple little details with with Sean Penn's character Lockjaw. Like there are some things about him that I really liked, just in his performance and stuff, But like, oh man, I did not find more nuance to it and more impact in
Really?
it. But that's what's funny. This is like a 4.5 star movie for me. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a phenomenal film, and the energy is amazing.
I'm with you on that.
Everything about it. It's like I saw it in theaters. Like, we saw it together, and I think the impact was bigger seeing it on the big screen. So like when I was watching it here on my laptop, I don't know. I was like, oh, it's a good movie. It's driving. I mean, the music like doesn't stop, but it's not annoying. It just like keeps you going, and then clearly, we'll get into the more nuance of that chase scene at the end, which is like one of the coolest chase scenes ever. And so, we can kind of compare it to some other stuff.
See,
but like,
when we-
anyways, this is such a weird
Yeah.
thing. I was curious about you. Did you get?
It wasn't.
Did you get more out of it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
I don't know why I kept the whole time I'm watching it. I was like, oh, I'm not getting more out of this.
I
It's
think
weird. And like by the end of it,
enjoyed
I was
it.
like, oh,
I don't want to say like immensely more the second time, but so when we first saw it, a few months ago, whenever it came out, I didn't really know what to expect. PTA kind of does curveballs. I knew that from the trailers and stuff, this looked a little bit different. It definitely is a little bit different than what he's been doing. And so,
right. And it's so different than what I expected too,
Yeah.
from the trailer. And
the way you really just kind of never know where the plot's going to go. And I think that's, like I said, this movie's not like a Fight Club where I'm like, oh my God, there's so many revelations the second time you watch it. But I'm not as focused. There's so many movies where the first time I'm watching it, I'm just like so along with the ride, and I'm just trying to be like, where's this going? Like, and kind of just trying to catch up with like what's happening, trying to kind of like just enjoy it as it unfolds instead of trying to like, I don't know, analyze it or whatever. But the second time, kind of knowing where it goes, because when we walked out of theaters a few months back, we were both like, I don't know how, like, that was really good.
Yeah. Where does it stand? Yeah.
This was obviously really
weird.
good, but it was weird. Like, I don't know how to feel about it entirely. Like, I obviously really enjoyed it, but it was interesting. And so I needed to sit with it for a while and kind of walk away, because it's kind of a strange feeling movie tonally, but then watching it the second time, kind of knowing where it's going to go and then like anticipating it, I was able to focus more on like the actual craft and the structure and the pace and appreciate it more. Like, so if anything, it wasn't like I discovered all these new revelations. It just made me solidified how solid it really is all the way through, because I've seen this compared kind of to like Inherent Vice or something, where it's kind of like a crime movie, but it's very
which is another one of his films.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just that like
kind of a wacky main character that's kind of unpredictable. You know what I mean? Just like, the scene where he's running and then he falls off the roof and the whole thing gets that comes totally out of left field. But then watching it a second time, knowing it's coming, it's baked so perfectly into the pacing of the movie that it works so well. But while I was watching it, it was just like every time I think it's going to zig, it zags. You know what I mean? When I watched it the first time, and this time I know all the lines. And so I guess it didn't feel as random the second time. Like, it felt very much more focused.
That's true.
Than I was,
no, it totally
than I remembered. Because it definitely felt like, I don't know where this is going, man. Like, you think there's going to be an epic shootout, and then there's not. And then there kind of is, and then there's like sort of a you know what I mean? It's just kind of all over the place the first time, but the second time I'm like, oh no, this is hitting the beats perfectly. Like, it's actually
expert craft,
nailing it. And for how loosey-goosey PTA is with like his script and everything, is crazy that it's so cohesive as it is. But no, the second time, I think it was also because I watched it with someone who hasn't seen it. For my second time, I watched it with Mary, and she actually really enjoyed it, which is usually a good sign that it's like it can be taken.
Really, though.
She's like, she's my layman. You know what I mean? You don't have to be.
She's general audience.
Yeah, like if she enjoys a movie, it's not like too snobbish, I guess, because it's like usually when I'm like, you need to watch this, and she's like, I don't get it.
I could see Mary in like a focus test with like a free pizza and just
Just never
totally
say no to free pizza.
The 30 Rock bit, it's just like I could see that happening. But so in this though, I guess that's what it was. Is like this movie it's pitch perfect. Like it is expert craft. Like, I know I'm not the first to say it. Paul Thomas Anderson, he will go down as, a living legend. He will be one of our greatest generation directors.
Yeah.
Like, his whole body of work it's so expertly crafted, and he knows characters. Like, that's just period. That's all he does. I love his movies, because where Quentin Tarantino does really good character, I think he focuses a little bit more on spectacle than character, where Paul Thomas, like,
he's so
really
concerned
only focuses on character
with his character, and like that's the Bible. That's you don't change his character. Where Paul Thomas Anderson's like, let's find this thing together, and it's like more of a collaborative thing.
Like, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way. I don't know. For a synopsis, it's like this movie's really, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. It's just like revolutionaries, and then he has to rescue his daughter. It's kind of just go see this movie. Like, it's really good. It's like it took Paul Thomas Anderson 20 years to make this film, so it's like, don't it's kind of all over the place. But God, it is so coherent. But anyways,
Right.
I
It
was grinning.
feels effortlessly like it is all over the place. But that's what I'm saying. That was my biggest takeaway on the rewatch.
I do
is
agree.
that
It's
earlier
it all
on,
works.
it's so set up because the first time watching, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on with this fucking Christmas Adventures Club and Lockjaw,
Yeah.
you know, and all this, and it's just kind of not going in the directions I think it's going to go. But then second time around, it's like, oh, that makes sense why that's there. That's setting this up to happen later, and so on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and like the Adventurers Club and stuff with like their hierarchy and stuff makes a little bit more sense on a rewatch. And like, like this movie warrants a rewatch. I just think I wasn't as like enthralled on this one, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just me, but like
You're sitting alone watching it on your laptop. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
guess
it's hard to beat going to see it in the theater with your buddy. That's like that is better.
I know,
you know?
that is true for reals though. But I still I could watch this on a postage stamp, and I would still be grinning fucking ear to ear when Benicio del Toro comes on the scene, dude. When fucking Sensei shows
so
up,
good.
he's I don't know, man. Like I listened to our episode on Sicario. I hated that movie, but like,
Did you? I don't remember that.
I didn't hate. No, I mean, I don't know. I say hate now to be
You were the contrary,
freaking
though, between
hyperbolic,
I
but-
had to defend
but
it. I do.
yeah,
remember.
I definitely was like, I was very underwhelmed, and so, and especially with Benicio del Toro, I like really was like, it's just so annoying. I didn't like his character in that movie, but in this film, and it wasn't Benicio del Toro's fault. He's a great actor.
Yeah, of course.
But in this movie, holy dude, he's the great Sensei, dude. I want a whole. I know it's like they have a whole movie with just Sensei.
I want to go
would be
watch it right now.
Too much,
Just,
but I just want to watch that hour because that's what's great. This movie's almost 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it at all. Like when you get to Sensei, when she's grown up, 16, when you like start to get to the meat and potatoes of the movie, it's like an hour into it already. Like it's crazy how there's a big part of it. And what's crazy is like because it's like maybe like 45 minutes or something. And it like moves. It is just, it's jazz. It's going, but it doesn't feel rushed. God, this movie is perfectly paced. It's crazy.
It feels that's what I'm saying. It feels fucking effortless. It feels like a screwball wacky. Like I say, the biggest thing is him. You think he's escaping, and he's like, yeah, the revolution, and he's chasing. He's going along with the Ninja Turtles on the roof.
I know,
then he
dude.
just
Those
falls
fucking
off.
skateboarders are the coolest.
There's so many
Dude, don't even
times
give me-
stuff
oh
like
my
that
God.
happens where you think it's gonna go this way, and then it just kind of, and it's just
Well, and that literally is so. Like that's Paul Thomas Anderson in an interview I was watching. It's funny. He's like, it took me 20 years to be confident enough to make this movie, and then when he brought the script, he had barely had any dialogue. He had like his core characters, like Benicio del Toro, ad-libbed like 90% of his.
I heard something like that. Yeah,
he just brought that character. Like it was they flushed out the character together, and they're really collaborative and everything. Obviously, like you said, but Benicio del Toro just embodied him and played that character. And I like when he's getting arrested and he's got his jacket up and he's like dancing backwards with it, dude. I was cracking up. And like it's so funny because it's like this movie tonally, this feels like the closest thing I feel like to a Coen Brothers film that he's ever made.
Yeah,
it's got
sure.
It really has. It is. I mean, it's like literally he's Big Lebowski. Like he is
satirical
doing the
crime
dude.
comedy. Yeah,
He's-
fish out of water.
Right.
Like
Yeah, right. He's
even when
playing
he was
the
a
dude.
revolutionary,
And so-
even when he was like the badass revolutionary, he was still the screwball pyrotechnic that it was only doing it for the pussy, I guess. Like
really though, yeah, and he's definitely. That's what's so cool is like that's what's great about this movie is it gets nitty gritty on his character and like who he is, like but I mean that was something I noticed on this watch though, so something good came out of it. I loved everybody flipped, like every single person flipped, except our main character, like except for Bob. Like Bob's the only one that like
he's become Bob. He's Pat. He's Bob.
Right.
But he's just
Yeah, that's
Bob,
that's
you know?
a
I don't
well,
know.
yeah, he's or Rocket Man, I guess, if you want to like
Ghetto
all
Pat.
of his Ghetto Pat, yeah. But it's just like it's cool how it's like it's such a subtle way to tell the story, and it's so effective how like everybody who flips it like doesn't take very much. They're just like the one dude, you know, like the billy goat in the wind or whatever, and he's just like, how about your sister? And then it's just like boom,
cuts.
you know, he flipped, you
and
know,
that's the thing about this movie. I've heard some complaints about like the tone of it, which I think it fits very well, but it does walk the line of being like, this movie's funny. It's pretty
yeah.
goofy, but it's like, and obviously it's a satire the way it deals with it, like the fucking Christmas Adventurers Club, like it's so
Yeah.
stupid, but it's like that's
but
real,
like,
dude. Like
it's
that's,
it's real.
These
Like,
these
Skull and
fucking
Crossbones, like,
clowns, exactly. These fucking
exists.
clowns rule
Exists.
the world, but it's like you have these scenes and these like revolutionaries that you would think in the textbooks are like so serious. They're just like barely as soon as shit hits the fan, they're fucking so unorganized and so scattered. And then it's like, then you have the military guy, like not Lockjaw, who's terrifying, but also like a cartoon character. But the other guy that comes in is doing the interrogations.
Informant, that informant interrogation dude, he's a real. That's really what he does.
Yeah.
So he was a consultant on the film
when he's literally like you're in a fucking shipping container with plastic and you still got jokes, and it's like,
and you still got I know, dude, that,
but you
that it's not funny anymore,
like
right?
It's intense,
right.
like
yeah, and that's what I'm like. That's why I think like the Coen Brothers, Paul Thomas Anderson did that really well. Like just kind of that like stretch and squish and like going back and forth between, you know, writing that line and just the waves. You know, when that car
ocean waves,
like
man.
That's the
Ocean
whole
waves.
that's the whole movie. Yeah, ocean waves, dude. Sensei. Oh my god, you have no idea, dude. that like in theaters when we saw this, Benicio del Toro was my favorite part. And so I was actually kind of nervous watching it again to be like, oh, will I not like him as much? Like, will I just be like, oh, it's like the shine wore off? No, the second he shows up, dude, I'm just like,
everyone is
he's
so
fucking
good.
when he's like, I got a Latino Harriet Tubman situation going on back in my place.
Yeah.
Dude, I lost it. He's just drinking beers, and he's like, I've had a small beer or two when he gets arrested, dude. It's fucking a small beer. Like his character was expert. This whole movie.
I feel like he's the kind of guy who's like blood pressure never goes. But that's the thing. It's like all the characters are so good, and they're dialed up to that like that extreme movie, you know, realism where it's like I'm bought in. You know, it's like maybe not so realistic sometimes, but all the characters, and it's like especially Lockjaw, right? Like haven't seen Sean Penn in anything. It feels like in years, and then he's like
I know.
Just terrifying, walks around like he has an actual stick up his ass the whole time.
No, I don't understand. Like, A, I thought Sean Penn was dead. And then B, apparently he's just been doing kratom, like working in a fucking junkyard. Like, he's been lifting weights. He's like so built in this. Like, he
vascular, dude. He's so veiny.
Vascular. Did he join the army? Like, dude, like, it just feels like he's been on a tour.
I know.
And he just got off.
Came out of retirement where he was serving on Guantanamo or something.
I don't know. God, I know, honestly. Like, he played it so well, and I don't know. It's such a weird tonal shift throughout the whole movie, but it works. It works perfectly.
It's not jarring, but it is a balancing act that like I feel like a lot of movies can't quite get it. And I can understand that if it's like you need it to be serious or you need it to be goofy, like
I don't remember Inherent Vice doing a very good job at it. I feel like
Inherent Vice was a little I need to watch it again, but it was too loosey-goosey on purpose, whereas like the main character could not grasp it. And that's the point, but we're seeing everything through his point of view. Where it's in this, we're getting multiple perspectives at least.
Yeah.
So it's like everything through Bob's point of view is this. Yeah, exactly. The Thomas Pynchon or whatever.
So that's what's pretty interesting about it. Is like
I need to read some of his stuff. I've heard about his books for years, and I never have. But
I know right now, especially it's like
because this is based off like Vineland or whatever, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, and then a bunch of other texts and film, but still like that Vineland's like
loosely based.
But very loosely based, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of how fucking There Will Be Blood is based off of oil. It's like, you know, it's the core, and then, you know, the way PTA adapts things is kind of interesting.
Oh, God, it's so good. God, There Will Be Blood. Go listen to our episode on that. We're fans.
Let's just do that again.
I mean, there isn't a P.T. Anderson film I don't like. So
I've
that's
watched, going back to the rewatch thing, it's like, I think there's always something to get out of rewatching good films.
Yeah, of course.
And so it's just like those movies. I mean, I've watched I mean, you can't see it on here, but it's over there. My There Will Be Blood poster. It's like I've seen There Will Be Blood dozens of times, and it's like it just, when I'm watching and I get something so engrossed into a film, a piece of art that just does it so well, that seeing it again, like first time you get to enjoy it and experience it, and then the second time, if it's good, then you get to appreciate it more. You know what I mean? I think that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is like,
Well,
as someone who watches films through, you know, a critical lens too, it's like seeing someone be competent and making it like it almost looks incompetent. Like this movie almost feels like an accident.
Yeah.
Like it's so chaotic and like just kind of strange sometimes. That
like him when Bob's trying to get like his phone charged the whole time, like the first time I watched it, I was so anxious.
Yeah, when he's
like
trying to plug it in everywhere, like every.
But watching it this time again, I was like, I knew like when he gets to do it, so I like actually paid attention more, and I was like, oh, like it's so funny how he's trying to plug this phone in so much.
And
like,
Benicio del Toro is telling the other kid in the store to get off the phone. And then it's a miscommunication where it's like Bob thinks he's talking to him. He's like, I'm not on the phone yet. I'm trying. And he's like, not even talking to him.
Oh,
right now. There's so many just like weird
Dude,
misunderstandings. That's
and that
so good.
I want to go back to that scene because that's like that's where I like, that's like the greatest part for me personally. Like, but I mean, we're gonna have to go. I mean, we'll go through everybody, you know, obviously. But freaking and that's what's really fun is Paul Thomas Anderson, when they were working together, like again Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro, Benicio del Toro was like, don't ever let me get to his level. Like he's like, I wanted to be like very urgent, but never break. Like just
ocean
always
waves,
be
dude.
So calm.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Like when he's like tells him to get off the mat, he's like, get off the mat, Bob. And then and then he just goes and he bows. And it's just like, fuck, dude. He's so cool. Sensei, dude. Sensei rocks. And when he's got his fucking skateboarding ninjas that go and help him.
That's
what
I'm saying, dude. Like that's such
so
a
organized.
goofy element that's added. That's like a heightened reality. They're like literally jumping.
Yeah.
Like they're doing like flips over the rooftops. Like
I know, but they're not. Like it's not that. It's not that ridiculous. Like they're just jumping. They're just young. Just think when you were 22, you could jump a roof. But it's like you know, it's like now when we look at it in our fat shitty bodies, we're so old and aged. The fact I would be Bob. Like clearly Bob would have like died if he fell off that. Like so it's like, you know, when he falls. But dude, that phone call when he's like Sensei, we lost him. He fell 40 feet and got arrested.
I know, and he got tased. What about my gun? You know, like it's just like logistics too. Like
dude,
then he bails him out.
He bails him out because his network, dude. His network. Like I love how like Benicio del Toro effectively starts a riot in the streets as a diversion, basically. Like it's, you know, it's like, and that's what's great. It's like it's not quite him like that. That's what's so beautiful about this movie is the background is so alive. There's so much happening in the background that we don't even really get to experience because we're like focusing so heavily on the characters. But like the whole, like even dude, the you know, the mom who leaves, her parents are like, she comes from a long line of activists, you know, and like freedom fighters and shit, and like you can't match up, and it's like there's just so much just in that scene where you're like, oh, this like it makes so much sense for who she is, and like I love that we never see her again.
That was the other thing
fantastic.
too.
Like
the first time we were watching, I kept expecting her to come back because traditionally it's like Chekhov's missing mom, and like they even mention, and it's like you do get the like letter from her at the very end, but
right. Right.
Like,
it's best of both worlds.
I'm
but,
so
like, it's
glad that it didn't, because it's like that's what's really smart about this movie too, is its tendrils touch everything. It's touching with like immigration and the way that like people have to live in this like fucking underground railroad, and then like you got the government coming in and they're like, oh, we got a fucking Taco City where it's like meth and it's literally just some personal bullshit.
Exactly. That's what's crazy. Yeah, dude. It's like it is literally what we're experiencing today,
and it's
you know,
brutal.
It's crazy.
Like so many of these things on the outside are brutal, but it's like telling a very serious story. But at the center is a father and daughter like conflict. He's just trying to get back to her, and he's just a screwball burnout. And it works so well to like ground it, but also like bring some humor to it, because it touches on so many serious things. Like you got the ninjas
Well, I think that's it.
running around
world-
with like the riot, but then you got the government agitator that comes in and throws the Molotov. It's like, that feels real about how governments are just like manipulating things constantly to their advantage to do whatever they want. And it's like, that's not funny, but the way that it's the lens that we're seeing this movie through is it's so effective, because it shines a light on it, but while also without like beating you with it and making you want to kill yourself, like in Eddington, which we'll watch that coming up hopefully this month.
See, and I haven't seen
Eddington does
yet,
similar things, but it's so pessimistic, and it really wants you to sit in it. But
Cool.
it's good. It's a good.
I'm excited
we
for
should
that,
watch it, because it's a good double feature.
Are
with
they
this,
their companion films?
Well, yeah, because they're it's very modern, very fresh. It's dealing. I feel like that movie, this movie, and a couple other movies feel like movies of the 2020s. Finally, like I feel like we're actually getting movies that feel of this newer, you know, that's like speaking to the current state of the world, touching on like certain subjects that like I feel like everyone really kind of wants to ignore. Like, how many movies do you hear talk about COVID and stuff, you know, or anything like that, unless it's trying to preach to you about it? And so it's just like these movies, I don't know, they feel fresh, they feel current, and they feel urgent, but PTA doesn't forget that it also needs to be entertaining. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, and hopeful,
PT's
and optimistic.
PT's is kind of it almost. I mean, it's like, I think where Eddington, even though I haven't seen it, but I just from the you know the trailer and video essays I've seen,
and just knowing Ari Aster,
and
knowing how
Ari
he
Aster,
is,
and that like it is a COVID movie. It is truly a movie that takes place with COVID.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not about that though. It's about It's
no,
similarly about how
clearly.
like, you know, the powers that be fucking manipulate and control us.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm super I'm super excited to see it, and like, but I know that's like about COVID, where this movie is about, you know, immigration and ICE, and like how the government is like, it's so fucking petty and personal and so destructive to people's lives. But then there are people who, you know, are a network trying to like actually do good and like, you know, stay
and through
under the
peace
radar
too. They're not doing anything like, obviously the
Right,
French
organizing,
77. It's like they are bombing buildings and they're like an organization like that.
Yeah. Well, and but they were doing that shit. I mean, that's what's great. It's like, I think there can be a lot of like, you know, that is the protests and power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very important, but like, I think it's interesting because this is technically a period film, because that took place in the 90s. And then present day, it's like what, 2010 or something, right? Isn't it supposed to be like?
I know they got modern phones.
Did they have modern cell phones? Oh, okay, I didn't really notice, but it's just weird because it's like 16 years later, and I swear I swear it opens. There's something about it where it's like it's in the late 90s, and
It never.
anyways, it doesn't matter.
It's pretty
Whatever.
loose with how it
2016,
establishes
2016
Could be. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just like they're still doing the same thing, but their activism is a lot different. It's a different kind of network. And it's cool. It's great. Like watching it, like this movie clearly is a double watch. Like we used to talk about that a lot more back in the day on the pod, where it's like, does this movie warrant a rewatch? Would I rewatch it? This film is like 100% rewatch. So it is valuable and worth it to watch it again. I just think I was a little like dismayed. I really thought I was gonna be, you know, enthralled and like seeing more.
Well, that's fair.
And Maybe I will. Maybe I will if I watch it again with a different mindset.
I think you've gotten everything there is to get out of it, but it's just like,
yeah.
you know, if it's a ride I like riding it every time. You know what I mean? It's like, just because I know where all the bumps are on the ride, you know, and all that, it doesn't make it any less enjoyable necessarily. If anything, it's like knowing how calculated and they are is what really does it for me. I don't know. I am rock hard for PTA. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, clearly, like I'm even if he doesn't go down as a fantastic director,
of course he will.
In my heart,
he will.
I know he will. I know he's definitely he's one of those. He's one of those like he's not quite a David Lynch, but he's close to like your favorite director's favorite director, like that kind of. He all of his movies.
He'll go down. I just hope it doesn't take him. So I always forget about Licorice Pizza because to me, in my mind, he hasn't made a movie since like, you know, Phantom Thread or whatever.
I know, right? Yeah, same. Because Licorice Pizza feels like his Dazed and Confused or like
he goes back to that every once in a while.
Yeah, just his little personal project that he's just doing for himself, and it's, you know. He wants to date an older woman, but
I know. That feels like a Linklater movie. Like, you know what I mean?
It like totally. I sometimes think of it as a Linklater.
Yeah,
film
that's why I always forget about it. Honestly.
Yeah, right. And same with Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice doesn't feel it. I don't. You know, I can't really think who would have directed it, but it doesn't really feel like a Paul Thomas Anderson.
I don't know. It does. But I need to watch it again because it's like I think I've only seen that one time actually, which is surprising, but. I don't know, man. I'm excited because it's like this movie, it feels so different for him while also feeling very Paul Thomas Anderson. I remember when we walked out of it, I was like, that was the most PTA car chase I've ever seen where it just makes sense.
Yes.
It's like,
so if
the music never stops except for like during that scene, it's like there, but it's just like the engine's revving and it's like, it really is like the breath, dude. It's the ocean design. Waves.
Well, dude, do you know what's fucking crazy though? So like we were saying before.
So it's classic.
Paul Thomas Anderson did not have an ending, like full stop. Like he like I don't know how the movie got greenlit. He literally didn't have an ending. He didn't know he didn't know what to do. Like he's like, should we kill the kid? Should we kill Bob? Like, should everyone have a happy ending? Should the other guy live? It literally, like, there were so many iterations of it where he's like, what should we do? And the only thing he knew in the script is like, he's like, all my characters are going to converge in the desert. That was it. That's all he had. And then he was doing location scouting and they were trying to find a place. And he was like, I can't find anywhere that's like epic and great. And like, where should the showdown be? And as they were driving, he was like, God, this is like nauseating. Like this, just driving on these hills in these backcountry, like it is nauseating. And so he started shooting it on his cell phone, like, and just blocking it there. And like, he was like, well, this is it. This is the chase scene. And he's like, it'll just be on the road. It'll just be on the side of the road. He's like, there won't be a quote unquote like location to like stop. It'll just be somewhere that you know, is dynamic to shoot around a bend. You know, that was it. Like, it's like pretty crazy that it just this movie was like, that's what's so crazy. It's like this movie shouldn't have worked really, like, but it's in the hands of like craftsmen. So it's like, it of course, you know, functioned, but like, it's so crazy how they didn't have an idea for an ending. They didn't even know. And then having, you know, her survive, obviously. And I think how they ended it is perfect. And then I love kind of I like when they do the, like, you know, where are they now? You know, what's people's lives like now kind of thing. You know, you go through and you show everybody, and it was a cute little happy ending. And it was just like a one battle after another, man. You know,
it is one battle after another. And that's even Lockjaw, you get pretty invested. You spend a lot of time with just him. And even though you're not rooting for him because he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
You're still invested, and he just does it because someone told him that, you know, you're not the smartest man, you're not the best man, but you are superior. And he's so fixated on like just doing whatever at all costs that.
Well, he's a character that's going to be a more. I want to like delve into that a little bit more with him because I like couldn't get a read on like him. I mean, it's he's probably just as simple as like the dichotomy between he's, you know, wants to be a white supremacist, but he likes black people. So he's like, oh shit. He's like, what? I mean, he fetishizes them, so it's not like he really cares, you know. But I think he's conflicted because there's so many times where he's just like, he'll be asked questions when he's interrogated by the Christmas, guys, and he's just kind of like, yes, sir.
Yep.
Like, but he doesn't. I don't think he really has that opinion per se, as much as he's just like, this is an opportunity for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's like he's still an outsider. Like, even though he's like has the potential into having power, it's everyone wants to belong, and that's his opportunity to like belong to something that's like he sees as like to aspire to an elite, which is why it's interesting. This is definitely something that when I first watched it was like ruminating in my head for a while, is why they chose to like let him live. He gets shot in the face, he runs off the road, but then after the climax, you see him walk into the desert just drenched in blood, stick up his ass like always, and then later you see the scenes, and again it's so goofy where it's like his face is so fucked up, and he's like, my seed. It was a semen demon. He's like, yes, yes, sir, a semen demon. That's what it was.
She tried to take my power or whatever like that. Like she wanted my essence or something, whatever.
And, but then they just kill him. They just gas him.
Kill him. And it is. Yeah. God, there's something. Why? It is so poetic. Like,
but I was like, why bring him back in this way just to kill him? And I feel like that was another thing that they probably didn't have set in stone. They're like, yeah, he dies and he's shot. Yeah. But then they're like, no, it's like we need to resolve this power stays in power, and he did everything he was supposed to do, and it's still he'll never be enough, and they'll never belong. And yet he still dies with a smile on his face, thinking he made it for what? A corner office? And I think that's what we're supposed to get out of it too, where it's just like the lengths that these people go. He invades an entire town saying there's like meth operations, which they're not, just so that he can go find his like illegitimate child or whatever. And he tears this whole town apart for that at the government at his disposal, just on a fucking whim. And for what? For status? For this illusion of power? It's fucking.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's the satire, right? Too, of like the whole, I don't know, the Christmas adventures. Is equally horrifying and hilarious. Like the whole
dude,
like,
when he this is fucking beautiful. The mansion that they're in,
so
like when he goes to like visit, that's Reagan's mansion.
Is
like,
it?
Ronald Reagan,
That's
the
amazing.
fucking piece of shit, like white supremacist president that we've had. Like that's his mansion. They shot it, and then obviously the interior is just a set. But like that, those are the details that I'm like, oh, see, I want to, like when I was looking it up before we started this, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like that's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's my hat off to you. Like that's perfect. Like that works so well on like subtext and there's so much stuff like that woven in through this movie, which is amazing. But that scene when they're together and it's like they're just in it's all the figureheads of this like, you know, the elite white supremacists and how nice the wife is or whatever, the mom or whoever that is that leads him into the room and stuff. It's like it's so the satire is so thick and heavy. But like, yeah, the sinisterness behind it,
so
and it's just the
sinister,
casual flippantness they have of like what they're talking about, and like they feel like they're so superior, and then that's kind of part of it too is nothing happens to them. Like I mean, you know, clearly the our guy dies or whatever, you know, the main guy we follow, you know, throughout it, but it's like. No one else.
He's
really
expendable
gets,
anyway. He's the cleaner upper,
right?
You know,
exactly. He's lower on the totem pole, quote unquote. Like through, you know,
it's just like the power keeps trucking, and
yeah, right. And so that's just like I'm kind of like, what's he trying to
say
with that? You know, and it's
the one character that I always thought was like all the characters are interesting. All the side characters from the fucking guy that interviews everyone, but the like Native American like tracker guy that like Lockjaw hires.
Right.
How he basically kills and like blows up himself for an ideal. And it's like he stands up there and it's like the fact that he's out there
he's killed countless people but he's like, I don't do kids, and so then it's like,
Man's got to have his
Yeah.
code. But then also it's just like everyone, he's out there getting shit done more than anyone else. He's the one who finds fucking the first guy that reignites this whole thing again in the first place. And he's the one who captures her and brings her back. But then he's the one that ends up saving her. And all they ever do is talk shit. That it's just like, yeah, he's good, but he's not a true born.
yeah,
you know?
he's
And
not,
then the
pure
fucking-
blood.
Fucking hick soldier that's just sitting around just calling him slurs the whole time. Like, what is he? I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah,
it just,
right. And
every little
he, like,
scene
yeah,
has an
yeah.
edge
Right.
that it's portrayed. Like, it never lets you forget the edge. And I guess that's why it can be jarring. It's because there's like this sinisterness, this real edge of like hatred and vitriol that's in the world. That's like
Well, I
in
think-
every
but I think he
scene,
does that-
but it's like,
I think he shows
presented in a way.
that like there is this humanity to everybody, and and so we have to be like, that's where I'm like, I think Quentin Tarantino will just be like, super racist. He gets his comeuppance pretty fast. Like and it's like that's just it works. It's fine. It's great. But in this, I don't know. It's like there's people you sympathize. Like, okay, these mercenaries, that guy. It's like he's kind of the closest thing to like the immediate douchebag. It's like he deserves to die, and he dies pretty fast. He comes back, and it's almost like it's kind of unfortunate that everybody has to die. But I also do feel like that's kind of like there are certain things like if I was to not critique it per se, but like that is something where I'm like, oh, you can kind of feel that it wasn't completely flushed out, that whole scene, because it seems kind of fast a little bit. That's like the part where like she gets the keys and gets in the car, and it's kind of like it's like, okay, well she has to get out of this alive. Clearly, we know that, and so I don't know, the stakes at that point. You're kind of like, I'm the music and everything about it. It's like mastercraft, so it's like I am nervous, but you kind of know there's no way they're gonna kill her right here, and it's like so that changes it up a little bit. But I think all the build up to that, the suspense is real. I felt it again this time when she sees the dude gassing up the boat, and it's just like and everyone's so nonchalant there, and it's like she's like handcuffed there, and it's a very intense situation.
And then coming
for
around, because I know like they didn't have it ended totally, and because I saw something about it too, where it's like, oh, he sees her and runs up, but having her when she finally sees Bob again after they've both been through so much and they haven't seen each other since that morning, and they got both the chimes going off of the device, and she's got the gun on him, and it still makes him do the code. It's such a good small, like seemingly small bit that speaks volumes to like what her character's gone through.
Well,
and like
she's her
doesn't
whole
know
life
what's
is
real.
flipped upside down.
Her whole life. Her thought her mom was a war hero. Turns out she's a fucking rat terrorist or whatever. And her dad is just some guy. It's like, who, I don't even know what anything is anymore. But it's like, it's so nice to see that come around, and then you get the little very quick epilogue at the end to the great needle drop to like American Girl when he's like, be careful, and she's like, I won't, and she just goes out fighting the good fight in a new way,
Well, and it's great too, because it's like
It's a good movie.
It's like he, and I'm glad that like he never finds out, it's like he's the dad, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't ever
as
have
far
to,
as
like,
we know,
he
he
doesn't have to-
never's gotta be like, oh,
Right.
Lockjaw was the real dad. Like he never.
Yeah.
He
And, like,
never,
and I think,
as far as we
that's how
know,
she
we never
wants
get it. We never get like why he's doing this other than loose ends. You know what I mean? It's like he's like, I never thought this guy would come back. He's a lover of drugs and alcohol. Like
Yeah. Well, no, and I there's one thing where I'm like, why did Lockjaw want to do this? Was he just? I didn't quite understand. Like even
It's 'cause
watching it this time,
the Christmas
I wasn't-
Adventures Club, it was a loose end, but it was.
But did he know?
Yeah, he knew.
That's what I got confused.
Yeah.
Lockjaw knew about that.
He suspected because that was definitely early on. As soon as he's getting ready to mobilize, he grabs that case, which first time I
grabs the
saw
case.
meant nothing, but then the second time I'm like, that's the DNA tester.
Oh, okay, so that's the whole. Okay, no, because like same. I saw him grab that, but then I was like, why did he initiate all of this? But then it is just that was his motive. He created all the other diversions. And that's how come the Christmas Adventurers, when they're talking and he's like, well, this is quite a predicament or whatever. He's like, this is quite a situation that we've got ourselves in. Like, it is like he's giving a rundown of like what Lockjaw did. Lockjaw went kind of loose. Oh, yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah, interesting stuff. I lost you. I can hear you, but I lost you, bud.
I don't know, like something was beeping.
This is a good time to transition. I'm gonna tell you about Money Minute because this movie is phenomenal. Please go see it. Benicio del Toro, though, like he's so precious. I loved him in this movie. Like he was perfect for me. I don't know. You know me. I'm not a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan, and so
I don't
thought,
know
like,
why.
He's kind of the weakest part for me in this personally, but
he's so good.
You know, he's fantastic. No, I mean that's the thing. He's great. Yeah, he's great. He's just like. He's not a character that I want to watch too much, you know. I'm glad
we get like the perfect amount of him, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. Like that's his interactions with his characters. Like this is probably my favorite movie that he's ever been in. Like this is probably my favorite performance by him.
That's why it was. So, if it was all Bob, then it would be Inherent Vice.
It would be,
you know,
or Big Lebowski. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my camera. I guess that's what I get for trying to use a new camera. Sorry, YouTube.
It's really weird that it would just go out. It would cut out. It's not like you did anything. Maybe you have to turn your camera back on. But
I did already.
Well, on YouTube, you guys will just see limits. But I can give you a little rundown of a Money Minute if you want.
Right. Yeah, give it to me.
If you want to hear that. It's kind of I went a little in depth because I wanted to see like this is like 3 times the budget that he's ever had. Like
really?
even There Will Be Blood was like 50 million, 55 I think million, and this was 155. So he had like almost, you know, three times the budget of all of his movies. Because I went back and I looked at all of his films, and they're 20 to 30 million for pretty much everything. And There Will Be Blood was 55, which is like crazy because There Will Be Blood I feel like is more of a spectacle than this movie. Well, no, maybe not actually.
I mean, I don't know. It's a period piece. They're like burning shit down, you know.
But that's the thing. Yeah, it's like everything is like practical in this film in One Battle After Another. Where in There Will Be Blood, it's all like built. Yeah, everything was like built to be destroyed, and so I don't know. Anyhow, that movie also is just like kind of in a great plane though too for a lot of it. So, anyways, but I was looking at his movies. So he had triple the budget, and There Will Be Blood is his highest grossing film, and it made $76 million. This film is now his highest grossing film and his highest budget film. And I'm curious if he'll go bigger. You know, I don't even know. I don't know.
I don't even know. I know that I'm excited. I'm always excited for what he does. But after this, since it is sort of a change in energy and like a little bit of a change in pace for him, especially what he's been doing. And yeah, like huge budget, like you're saying for him. It's like, I don't know. They're just going to throw a Marvel movie at him or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
that would be fun. I'm really trying to think what he could direct that's like big and that I would want to, that he would be interested in. It's a weird concept because I feel like he's very selective on the movies he makes. And so I don't think someone would just come at him with a big movie and he would just do like a reboot for Goonies or something, you know, or like make like Gremlins or something reboot. But I don't know. I mean, you never know though. It's like that's not a bad idea. But this movie made like 230. What did I wrote it down? Oh no, 208 million. So
wow.
It made plenty back.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. And I'm sure it'll get even more. I mean, I don't know. I'm going all. I know we talk about the Oscars a little bit. This is. I'm team One Battle when it comes to everything. I'm still mad that Eddington didn't get any love, but go fucking figure.
Right. I know. I mean, go figure. It's like I don't think Ari Aster's like he's a A24 darling. Like he's got the he's popular enough, but like. This movie, it's crazy. I'm surprised this movie did so well because it's very American centric too, which is interesting. So I wonder how it did worldwide. But like, it It did pretty good here
Obviously,
domestically.
it's still, I mean, it's still going. I mean, it's doing big in the awards season. And like what always goes to, it's like with these movies that if you're not like a huge cinephile and you don't have your, you're not paying attention to new releases and you're not like, ooh, Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, you probably don't give a fuck. And so I do wonder, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, this movie's overhyped, which I feel like that happens to every movie that like gets like this kind of attention, especially. So I can see that.
Especially
I
at
wonder.
Oscars.
It's like
Well, what's the Oscars in a year? Let's see what happens in a year. You know,
Yeah.
like when the dust settles.
I mean, either way, I just give PTA more money, and then PTA don't wait years to. I want to see another one of your movies in a couple years. Turn it around quick.
For reals.
I mean, again, it's not even been that long. Like Licorice Pizza was like 3 years ago, so it was not even that long. But
I know, but
it
Licorice Pizza
feels
doesn't feel
like forever.
Yeah, I know, and I need to see it. But did we have any Reddits?
Of course. All right, let's see what we got. I got Duder von Duderstein says, "I love how over the top and ridiculous each side can be. Each side can be seen. Leo's character being burnt out and not remembering the code speak. Penn's character saying he isn't a homosexual when asked why his shirt is so tight. It all cracks me up. Benicio stole the show for me. His character being the leader of his community and running an underground railroad and helping Bob out, and his dance when pulled over is amazing. The Rolling Hills scenes are, of course, incredible, but let's not overlook Johnny Greenwood's score. His work complements Anderson's directing so well. I really liked it. Yes, dude. Johnny Greenwood is my guy, and
Dude,
the score is so fucking good. It's so good.
This is probably his best. This is probably his best score.
At least since
I
There
wanted
Will
to
Be
say-
Blood, because There Will Be Blood score is
Yes.
also very like eclectic, and has like
Yeah.
weird percussion stuff going
God,
on.
No,
and so
I
does
guess
this,
you're. Yeah,
and it's really
I'm
good.
picturing the scene at the beach scene too. That music, that score is fucking
Dude,
amazing.
it's so good. This one does both too. The big, dramatic, epic music, and then like the really like plunky, like twangy piano keys, paranoid thriller vibe. So good.
I got like the one thing we did Vertigo years ago. So go listen to that episode. But in Vertigo, we were ripping them apart because there is like 35 minutes of driving in that movie, and it's so boring. And and where this, I was like, God, this is such an homage. But there's just so much. It's just like a liveliness to it, and and I think it is. It's effective because it is that like rolling. It's nauseating, and I don't know what's gonna. It is suspenseful. It's very suspenseful, and so maybe I'll give Vertigo another shot and see if I'm. Maybe it's more suspenseful than I
think
let on. But
on Vertigo, a second watch, like I say, we talked about it before, expectations. Knowing what to expect and then experiencing for the first time can change. It's like you can go in having no expectations and still have a weird read on a movie. But like seeing it a second time, I almost usually always appreciate a movie more the second time because I kind of know what they're going for going in, and so I can focus on the good.
True.
Usually,
or
not
just,
always. The case.
or and like or if you watch it a second time and you're like, oh, okay, so like the things that were good do not outweigh the things that are bad. Like that like they're like, oh, I'm watching this now again, and there are things that are like don't work anymore. When I first saw it, I thought, maybe that'll work, but they don't work, and the good just doesn't outweigh it, and that happens.
Background Jury 1914 says, great movie, thrilling, fun, funny, and a beautiful look at one generation passing the torch to the next. An examination of different kinds of resistance to authority and the ongoing struggle for equality. Yes, well put.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Fucking competitive bat.
Do you know what's crazy? That detention center is real and operational today.
Of course,
fucking nuts. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. This movie just gets more and more relevant. Keep fighting the good fight.
I know. Yeah. Ugh, yeah.
Competitive.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, seriously. Competitive Bat 5831 says, I don't know what I find funnier, a white supremacist group with a good OPSEC, or a violent revolutionary group without a Fed being recruited early. I broadly enjoyed the movie and found it funny how Pat/Bob didn't really do much of use throughout the story. He was just chasing after his daughter while the events occurred around him. I think Lockjaw is the most interesting character as it feels like the person he wants to convince that he's a white supremacist the most is himself. He clearly had a strong emotions of love/lust/desire for Perfidia. I don't think those ever fully left him, and you could see in how he speaks to his daughter. He refers to himself as her dad pretty quickly and seems to get to know her despite his goal to kill her, which he isn't even able to do himself. I also found it interesting that we never found out early that Lockjaw was her father and that Pat/Bob knew who he was. Did he also know that Lockjaw was Willa's father? The events in the movie are clearly inspired by events now or predictions of events now. I think that it's interesting how we're getting a lot more blatant anti-authoritarian films lately. I admittedly expected more kowtowing. Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's great. Well put. I think that I don't think that Bob knows. I don't think Bob knows at all.
I don't
think he knows because
he barely knows anything, but he's got love in his heart, dude.
But I'm saying even before when Perfidia fucks Lockjaw, I don't think he knew that. I think she did that because she's like, I have to protect our crew, and give herself protection,
and she gets a thrill out of fucking doing this to a colonel.
Of course.
She's such an adrenaline junkie. She's an interesting character too. That it's we get just enough for her too, though.
Yeah. Right. And it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I wonder what it would have been like to bring her back at the end. To have that. I think it could have worked. I mean, I'm glad
I'm sure they played around with it, and then they're like, what? They see her and her hair's all grown out, and they're like, they give her a knowing smile across the tarmac, and then fuck that.
No, right. No, but I'm thinking it'd be interesting to have her to have a conversation where she's like, I haven't given up. This, she hasn't settled down. That's what would be interesting.
The letter is a good compromise to
the
that.
letter is good.
I honestly don't think. I think Bob's just like, bad guy's back, bad guy, and I need to get to my daughter because it's even though he's just such a fucking scrub burnout from the get go. I mean, Leo does it good when it's just when she's born. Now he has a meaning. Before he was aimless.
Right.
He was just going along, just kind of because it's he felt like he had meaning, but he didn't really care about the cause that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's complex, and then I love how Perfidia her postpartum depression, just that drive, when she's just he doesn't look at me and stuff. It's that shit is so real. There's so much of this movie that's so real, but then it's just it's kind of silly. I'm like. And I don't know. It does. It toes the line really well. So,
yeah. Also, Avon from The Wire's in it at the beginning, and I wish he was in more movies. I like that guy.
Oh, dude, I love when he's in the burning building, just blasting out the cops in that big shootout.
So good.
See, that's what's great. Is that's what I'm saying. A lot of this movie, the action is all it all takes place the world is so live, but it doesn't. It's you mainly in that shootout, you mainly look at the one friend that friend that he's just on the street and he bails.
Yeah.
It's it's so human. It's that's Paul Thomas Anderson can't help himself. And that's what I love about him. He has to follow character. He doesn't really care about action.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Pretty
Thanks.
Good.
Thanks everybody.
Pretty good movie.
If Levi, you gotta put a still frame of you or something up because it's gonna be weird if it's just the lummox.
I'll just freeze my face on there. Yeah.
No, seriously. Yeah, do that.
I will.
Anyways,
I can fix it, but I'm scared it'll ruin the recording, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we'll just say goodbye. Viva Resistance.
If you have a movie, there's a 2025 movie that you want to see make it to the poll, come comment. Let me know.
Let us know.
Because I'll put all different kinds. Well, I don't even know what I'm gonna put up next, so we'll see what we got. Big and small alike. The movies of 2025. This was one of the big dogs, so we'll see what comes next. So. Stay tuned for that. Check this movie out. I'm sure we'll be talking about it more in the future as, award seasons go on. We'll see. So, definitely worth it.
Thanks,
PTA
everybody.
is the guy. So,
he is.
Thank you. Yeah, go to the Reddit, YouTube, Patreon, all that good stuff.
Please come to our Patreon. Come comment, man. I really want to comment. Oh, and we need to get our phone number back. Do we still have a Google number?
Oh, dude, I'm sure we do. I don't remember what it is. That's you. That's all you, bud.
I know. I forget.
You're gonna have to get it locked and loaded for next time.
I'm gonna.
Call
100%.
us.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm doing
We
that
used to
right
get
now.
phone
I'm gonna Write
calls.
it down. I know the phone calls fucking rocked. I gotta get
They were
that back
fun.
going.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right. Goodbye now.
Bye, everybody.